1971 Chevrolet C10, built 350, 700 R4, AC. Let's take it for a test drive. 1971 Chevrolet CST, the long bed C10. Obviously, this truck's got a lot of cool, custom, tasteful mods done mechanically and cosmetically, and we'll dive into all of that during this video. But for starters, the driveline is a non-original driveline. It's been well upgraded. It has a 350 that's definitely had some performance stuff done, has a bigger cam, does have an aftermarket vacuum canister, so it does have a pretty big choppy cam, and it sounds great going down the road. The transmission has also been upgraded to a 700 R4 overdrive transmission, so you can really get out on the highway and cruise it at 65, 70, even 75 miles an hour if you want to. Power front disc brakes, power steering, and this is a factory AC truck, and you have AC components under the hood which work. The AC is R134A. I will say the AC is really only blowing out of the dash vents, which is okay by me. Not a big deal there. It's not really switching to the defrost or the floor, but it is coming out of the dash vents, which is okay. The heater, it will get a little warm. It's not getting super hot. I believe that the thermostat in the truck's been changed out. I would personally replace that because the gauge does read on the lower side of things. That's probably why the heat is not getting all that hot. But that's a pretty minimal thing. It is comfortable on the inside of the truck, and it's about 40 degrees outside. So nothing that's unbearable. You still have good AC, and the heat, again, will work. It's just not 100% hot. As far as the interior goes, you have your custom painted interior portions of the cab. It all matches the exterior of the truck. The door panels, the seat covers, all that stuff is great. You have matching headliner and visors. Factory gauge set in front of you with speedo, fuel gauge, battery, temperature, and the oil pressure. All of that stuff is functioning. No issues with any of that. Steering wheel's in good shape. When you do swap to an overdrive transmission like this one, usually the shifter indicator will be off just a little bit, but when you put it in drive, it's going to be your drive gear, so no issues there. I will say the shifter lever is a little tight. If you have your foot on the brake and you try to pull it, you have to kind of pull the lever towards you a little bit and then down, and it works properly. As you can see, that exhaust note is great. As far as the does it work section go on this particular truck, the radio is not coming on. It's got a really old school style radio. I would upgrade it to a retro style radio. When you turn the headlights on, the dash bulbs behind the dash are not illuminating, and same thing with the dome lens. Really minor stuff there. And then the flashers aren't doing anything. I don't even know, the flashers don't work because the little button, the little end of it is kind of broken off, so something with the flasher button there. The washer fluid sprayers aren't working, and then the temp gauge reads low and then it reads in the middle, so something going on with the temperature gauge, probably a sending unit would be my guess. Make sure you check out the website pcclassiccars.com. Find this vehicle in the inventory, scroll down to the very bottom, and you'll see what's called additional media. In the additional media, you will see the does it work section, as well as photos of all the little imperfections on the truck, as well as the really cool SPID decal. As you can see in this video here, SPID decal is in place where it needs to be, which is really cool. Got all the factory options on there, and it is a custom sport truck, which is the CST, which is super cool. But we are warmed up. This truck definitely has quite a bit more power than it would have from the factory, so we'll go ahead and roll into that throttle. Smooth, positive shifts, great power from a dead stop like that. Not gonna roast the rear tires, but has, again, quite a bit more power than it would have from the factory. And if we go ahead and can get over this this hill and see if no one's coming, we can go ahead and ride this dump truck too. As far as the underneath goes, the inner rockers, the floors, all that stuff does check out great. I see no problems of any kind with the bottom side of the truck. It is very solid. Someone at some point did quite a bit of work to this thing. Obviously, it's got all of the cosmetic upgrades on the exterior. It's the It's basically Harley-Davidson orange and black, and it has the Harley-Davidson emblems. I don't know who or when all of the cosmetics or the mechanics were done, but it was a well-done truck with just smaller little imperfections. You'll see some little touch-ups, little nicks in the trim, just minor things walking around the truck. But overall, the quality does represent nice. They did a really good job when they redid this pickup. Obviously, custom wheels and tires. I really like a rally wheel, but if someone likes these, you can leave them. The tires are a little bit older, but no dry rot or cracking, no real hard spots. It rolls down the road nice. But just for peace of mind, the tires are a little bit older. At certain points when you're coming up to a dead stop with that big cam and the aftermarket vacuum canister, the brake pedal will tend to get just a little bit harder than it was when just regular driving. Doesn't impede your ability to stop because it is power disc, but with that vacuum, you do have to push the pedal just a little bit harder. Full aftermarket exhaust, all the way from the front to the back, has a great exhaust note, has tailpipes coming out the back. It is on the more aggressive side when you get in the throttle, but when you're just cruising like this at 40 miles an hour, you don't even really hear the exhaust. The driving position on the inside of the cab, the way that the steering wheel is set up, the seat foam, it is a very comfortable pickup to drive. You can load up 3 people in here if you want to. No issues with the glass outside of just some very small little windshield nicks. The manual windows roll up and down like they should. The back glass is clear and easy to see out of. You have your rear view mirror with just a couple little hazy spots, just minor stuff there. Then you have obviously your manual mirrors on the left and the right side. Truck downshifts like it should. There's your heat blowing. Again, it's not that the heater's not working, it's just not crazy hot. But it's enough to keep you warm on the inside of the truck. Really good power from that small block. That 700 R4 is set up great, shifts right when you want it to. No slip, just a really good truck set up mechanically. I think the exterior with the orange and black with the Harley-Davidson emblems is just a unique and just a really cool truck. Inside the bed is very clean. The bed floor is not beat up. Has some little scuffs on the bed floor. I don't know, maybe someone would haul Harley-Davidson back there. That's why it's got the Harley-Davidson emblems on the truck. You never know. Could have been a Harley truck for someone at some point moving their motorcycle around. We're just guessing at this point. If someone wanted to change out the emblems and put some different ones on there, you could. I think it's got a cool custom look to it. When you pop the hood, obviously you have the mechanical upgrades in there. It's not the original motor, but it's been gone through. I don't have any paperwork, unfortunately. But just hopping in, driving it, like I've mentioned a couple times, it has more power than it would have from the factory. All of your fluids are clean, check out good. The charging system is really doing its job well. No dead battery issues on this one. Cranks right up, pump the gas once or twice, turn the key, and it's ready to roll. If I was going to personally keep this truck, I would relocate the fuel tank to the bed floor. I really like doing that on all my pickups that I would personally keep just for safety purposes, and I like filling them in the back there. There's nothing wrong with the fuel tank in the cab, but removing that gets you the ability to put some speakers back there, put a sound system, stereo, whatever you want to do. That's, again, just my personal preference. It does not have to be done. We're warmed up, so we'll go ahead and really get in it one more time here. As always, I'm Michael. This is a 1971 Chevrolet C10 CST long bed pickup with a built 350, 700 R4 automatic overdrive transmission, factory AC. From myself and everybody else here at PC Classic Cars, we appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of our test drive videos. Make sure you check out that additional media section on the website, PCClassicCars.com. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching.